Unchain my heart, baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't love me no more. Every time I call you on the phone, some valley tells me that you're not at home. Unchain my heart, set me free.
Hello everybody, Joe Kidd here with True Original Artists. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there. I've had some great responses from the show, and we're back in action. It's spring. It's time to get out there and go listen to some music out there for the summer, barbecues, a lot of outside parties and stuff like that. And with me, that being said, I have a great little group of guys here today with me. A friend of mine, Benny Fernandes right here, and we got Bobby over here, and we got John over there. All right, I'd like to thank you guys for coming down.
Thank you, Joe.
And I wanted to introduce them as Virtual Reality, and they have a little group that they play around. They sound really great. You guys are going to love them. We have a couple of clips later on that we're going to be showing you at home, so you can check them out. They do a lot of local shows in the area, you know, the House of Brews, little places like that, right? Where else around here? Can you give me a couple of places that you guys have been working, Jeff?
Shoveltown over in Easton. That's a brewery. A lot of parties. We've done a lot of backyard bashes. And
That's a similar place like the House of Brews, right?
correct. Well, it's a brewery though. It's so they're not open as late.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
it's a nice establishment.
But they serve alcohol.
Oh, of course, yeah. They make it.
Of course.
Yeah,
You guys
nice
couldn't
place.
play if they didn't, right?
Right.
So
Well, how do we
anyway.
get paid?
Yeah, exactly. I remember those bar tabs. They weren't fun. All the money you'd make at the end of the night was
Yeah,
going
right.
to the bar, right?
Like the Blues Brothers movie.
Oh, yeah, that was great. But anyways, I just wanted to say hello to you guys and welcome you on board to True Original Artists, you know.
Thank you,
When I
Joe.
started this show about 4 or 5 years ago, my intentions were to work with a lot of local talent that has original music and do a lot of writing. But lately, I've been bringing in the local Stoughton people that are artists around here that perform, whether it's covers or originals. To me, as far as Stoughton, it's my hometown too, you know.
Right.
And I want to
Amen.
promote our town. So when it comes to that, I want to show how much talent we have in this town, you know, because, you know, you as well as I know, there's a lot of talented musicians in this town. But so let's talk a little bit about you guys and what got you guys together. I know, Jeff, you used to do a lot of solo stuff at first, right?
Yeah, actually, I actually didn't really get started. I've always played from when I was a kid.
Right.
I was 12 when I first got my first guitar.
Did you do all the Portuguese stuff?
No, I didn't do any of that stuff actually. I was,
what a shame. You
I was
missed
deep
out.
into heavy rock, you know. But I actually put it down for a long time, and not till later in life did I get into a band with John Murphy over there, and Johnny took me under his wing and helped make me into a musician.
That's
So
great.
yeah, and it's something I always wanted to do. I feel like I'm living the dream.
Yeah, no, but that's nice. You know, it's funny how that works though, because despite of what level or where you're at, you know, music always seems to play a role in our lives that that kind of no matter what level we're at, you know, you're doing a little coffee house or doing a TD Bank North. You know, it doesn't matter where you're playing. When you're up there, you're in another zone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
you
a
can
happy zone.
Right, and you can feel
You know?
it, like you said, with the people in this town, Stoughton. There's a lot of talented people, and the
Hell yeah.
passion,
Yeah.
the
Hell
passion that people have for music,
Right.
is
And they
really,
support.
Yes, so there's a ton of support.
A lot of
ton
support in this town. That's which I'm one of the things I'm really
music
proud
lovers. A lot of music lovers.
of. Very nice. And they go down the brew house a lot, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, the House of Brews, where Leo and Sam, they're the owners. They're wonderful
Great
people.
place, by
Yeah.
the way.
Wonderful
Great
people.
place. Yeah.
And they that's a place we play a lot.
Right.
Just
There's an
'cause-
open mic night there on Thursday nights
that's-
that
yeah,
a
they
lot
do
of
that,
talented people play. Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
And-
met a lot of people that way too.
Now, let me ask Bobby something.
Sure.
When he mentioned that he started playing with John, when did you pop in the picture? and stuff?
I've known Jeff since I was about 22 years old.
Okay.
I'm 55 now, so I've known him about 33 years. And I met him when I started college back in Bridgewater State College, back before it was Bridgewater State University. And Jeff's my best friend. There's no one's ever had a better best friend than I've
Good.
had in Jeff.
Well, he's a good guy.
And
You're right.
we used to jam back in the day, back when he was still married to his ex-wife. We would jam and play Godzilla and some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah,
Some
we play
good
like
fun stuff,
We play
right?
like a quarter of a song and then go to another song.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but the truth is, I mean, I got my first guitar when I was about 14 years old. It was an Aria Pro 2, I think, or
nice
something
guitar.
like that, which was a nice guitar.
Yeah.
My neighbor David Franklin had a guitar, and his brother Michael Franklin on McGarvey Road played guitar, and they kind of, along with seeing, I saw Artie Chisholm one time play at the high school,
yeah.
and he played Little Dreamer and Let It Be, and I'm telling you, that's when the hook, I'm like, I want to be like that
That's all
guy.
it takes.
And rest in peace, Artie was my inspiration. And
Beautiful.
when I saw Richie Spielberg play Great White Buffalo at the Battle of the Bands, when we played, I think, Paranoid, and we were okay, but the Spielbergs were still on another level.
yeah.
But that's what inspired me, just the great musicians I saw I wanted to be like.
Yeah, but you know something, that's really it. You know, people don't realize. I mean, people that
Chris
aren't in the
Gallivan, too.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Chris is a good guy,
Amazing.
good keyboard player.
Yeah.
You know, like I know everybody in the music
I can
business
tell,
around this
yeah.
area, but
Yeah.
the funny part about it is it all comes down to that one thing. The one word I call is a magic word is passion.
Yes.
And to me,
Amen.
I mean, I used to give lessons a couple of years back, few guitar lessons here and there, some vocal stage performing lessons and stuff, which I still help young kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really noticed
Good for you
that a lot
to
of
do
young
that.
kids, thank you, a lot of young kids, they have talent and they don't really know it yet. They're just touching it. And
Oh, yeah.
when you see somebody like that at that young age, like 15, 16, I just did the talent show at the Stoughton High School. I was one of the judges last year. And it was really fun to
Nice.
see all the young kids, you know,
Yeah.
expressing themselves.
Sure.
And I really loved it. I enjoyed watching that. And I had them on my show, the 3 winners on my show, and we talked. And I think that was really inspirational for me to be able to have 3 young kids on my show and talk about what their future is, what they want to do, similar to what you're saying is what I want to do, you know. And it's funny how it starts. You know, you go at that point, like you said, 14, you got your first guitar. And these kids, the same thing. They might start
Just like
playing
that
the
song,
flute.
Amanda,
They might
when I
start
was
playing this, but
14.
then when they get to be 15, 16, they want to rock out
Yeah,
to some
right.
Paranoid
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Everybody wants
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's
That's
very
what, like the passion
yeah,
that builds the
it's
passion.
really
Joe.
funny how you know that the whole
Yeah.
thing works. It's like a circle and just keeps going round and round. And but let's go to. I wanted to ask John a few things about regarding.
Musical genius.
You've
Go ahead.
you've obviously been playing for a long time. So that being said, what would you say was your best era, your best time, like you had playing music out there? Was it like your 20s, your 30s, your 40s?
I guess probably now, believe it or not, even though there isn't the most
too.
success monetarily, I'm doing what I love, and I'm doing
too.
it for my own reasons,
Yeah.
not for anybody else. I'm not doing it for
Right.
any other reason. Not doing it because somebody wants to hear this song.
Yep.
We play what we like,
Right.
and you
That's
know,
what I was hoping to hear from you
Yeah.
because sometimes it's weird how it is because some people they like I've even done it. I'm guilty when I go see a band, for example, and they got this the band's good, but then they got this standout guy, you know, like this horn player or whatever it may
Whatever
be,
it may be.
that just like
Virtuoso, yeah.
blows you away. You're just
Yeah,
sitting there, and the rest of the band disappears, and you're kind of like, oh, whoa, you're watching this one person. So it's amazing how people, no matter how talented this guy might be, but if you blend in with the other people and you have fun with that group of people, you can actually almost be at that level
Yeah.
when you're
Oh,
with
yeah.
them because you kind of bring it up that step and everybody else follows you
Yeah.
and it becomes like follow the leader type thing. And
Well,
all
when you gel
together,
as a band, I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Right,
It's like,
right.
But I
it's
think
a great feeling.
what you were just saying, I have to say, that sounds so much like our bass player, the great John Murphy, because John can play solo bass, a jazz bass,
Right.
explore. John can do anything. He's like John Paul Jones, but when he plays with us, he just stays totally in the
Right.
pocket.
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
it's just when you get a bass player and a drummer, especially that
Right.
are in the pocket, boy, it makes the job of a
that's
singer
exactly
and a
what
guitar
I
player
was
a
just.
lot easier.
That's exactly what I was just
Yeah.
saying because it really isn't about. It isn't. It changes the whole outlook of everyone because you get that one person and they stand out, but not because of how good they are. They stand out because you can actually feel them grooving with everyone else. It's not about,
yeah.
like he says, it's not about him.
about a solo.
It's about that feeling of you can actually see what he's feeling.
Sure.
You know, by watching, you can sit down. You know, you guys have gone to shows. You sit there and you can actually feel this guitar player.
yeah.
You can feel him, like, you know. Actually,
or,
it's really
or I'll
strange.
feel my friend sometimes when he sings Led Zeppelin covers. I swear it's like Robert Plant just walked
but
in,
see,
like it gobsmacks
it's in here.
me.
It's all in here.
Yeah, we have fun.
People don't understand that sometimes, that it really, what can come out of here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
What did
anyway,
Waylon Jennings say? The pleasures of life in a hillbilly band.
yeah, right. And that's a
Truer
fact.
words were never said.
But
You
know,
don't
that-
play in a band, you don't understand. I'm
that's
sorry.
right. That's right.
That's great.
And you know something, years ago, it's funny, I talk about it with a lot of different guys that I'm around. I'm good friends with James Montgomery, and me and him laugh about these
wow.
things all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When we get together and we go out to
wow.
dinner, sometimes we meet at the place in Quincy, a little restaurant, House Neck there.
Okay, seafood, good seafood
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there,
real
right?
good.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, when he's around, we'll get in touch with each other. But we always say the same thing, you know. We always like talk about the old times in the old days we had. But now being older and smarter and more mature, you kind of like go, I'm okay with doing this. You know, I don't have to be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this now, you know. But yet the feeling is the same. You're still enjoying it, loving it, and you know you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with it. You know, but back to you guys now. How long is this actual group, Virtual Reality? When did you do this name? When did you start this little group?
Probably a little over a year ago we got the
Okay.
name.
Yeah,
But the band's been together for 2 years.
yeah,
at
Yeah,
least.
but I'm
Yeah.
okay.
2,
So
3
the
years.
band's been together 2 years.
3 years.
All right, and the name you just came up with it last year.
Yes, yeah.
Now,
We're
is
just
that-
trying to look for something different so people can find
Is that
us.
because you guys got a couple of those?
No,
goggles?
can I? I'll answer this question because I'm partly responsible for the name. Is we came up with a lot of killer names that we loved, but I would look it up on Facebook or something, and sure enough, some band somewhere had the name.
Oh yeah.
I came upon Virtual Reality, and I was shocked when I didn't see any band
That's
that I
funny.
could see with that name, and I said, you know what? Let's do
Yeah, but that, you know, that's a good way to do it. Actually,
That's how I
That-
did it
that's-
because
Just
I
so
didn't want to
people can
steal.
find us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to steal another band's name.
No, that's
I
a
didn't
good
Thank
want-
idea.
goodness you did that.
No, seriously, that's a
I know
good
I'm
way to do
talking
it.
too much.
Not only that, the A names are funny because for the same reason he just mentioned, the A names. Everybody used to take a name because
Oh.
it's the first name.
Triple A,
You
this,
Google
what-
it, you know, this will pop up.
Big
you know?
time.
It's so funny how people think, you know, to come up with names like that. Now, Now I know the style of music you guys do, but can you let's talk about it a little bit so the audience knows name a few different artists that you guys do, some song titles, whatever.
Well, we could go anywhere from the 70s to the 2000s.
Name a few
you know
songs.
what I mean?
Let's bring up a few
From
songs.
like what we played into the Mystic.
Okay.
To Tennessee Whiskey today. I mean, we're not real big country band, but we like, you know, we'll do Country Road to Rod Stewart to STP to Alice in Chains
Yeah.
to Led Zeppelin. You know, we're all over the
But
place.
you guys are doing
Rhythm
mostly
section.
your own little acoustic version.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
we try. We're very meticulous. We like to play it the way it's played, and we'll try to find acoustic versions. You know what I mean? We'll try to find, but we try to stay close to the vests
Yeah.
because I feel like you know, like he was saying about John. John's kind of a perfectionist, and he likes to.
We
he
all
likes
are,
to.
though.
He's
I
made
think
us
we
want
all
to
are.
play that
Well,
way.
there you go.
You know what I mean?
Goes back to what I was
he's,
saying
He's really
earlier.
our leader, but you know, I like to say
I'll
I'm
just
a-
throw in
but
like
he's-
some of the songs we did into tonight, just to give you an idea. We could be a little eclectic because we do a killer version of Amanda by Waylon Jennings did
Yep.
an earlier
Great
version.
song.
Chris Stapleton does
Yeah.
a great modern version. But Summer Breeze, I think we do very, very
Sure.
well.
Susan Croft.
Beautiful
Dancing
song.
in the Moonlight, not by that other group, but by Thin Lizzy. There's two.
Yeah.
It's Dancing in the Moonlight. Not that one.
Right.
It's one by Thin Lizzy. It's
Gotcha.
killer. And like we do Pink Floyd.
Is it
Mother.
the same song that they
No,
remake?
different,
it's different.
totally
so
different.
It just
song
has
with
the same title.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And even Maggie Mayhouse. I mean, Jeff sings old school blues like Rod Stewart.
Sure.
Jeff Kills. Rob Zeppelin. Jeff Kills like
I think
Bad
we kill as a
Company.
band. You know, we do
Jeff,
as a
but
band.
his singing like he can sound like Paul Rogers.
No, that's great. You know,
He's
something.
he's
I've
amazing.
heard you sing, and
and I'm not
like,
just saying that because he's my best
No,
friend.
no,
I'm saying
no.
it because it's true.
I have to agree because I've heard him sing.
Great blues
I've heard him
voice.
sing, and he hits those. I love the way you do Maggie.
Yes.
Maggie
Yeah,
May, you
I
do a
thought
good
that
job with
sounded
that. You
good.
got that voice. You're hitting the notes, so that's
Well, I
a
quit
good thing.
smoking, so it's getting harder.
I didn't know you quit smoking, buddy. You've been on the.
haven't smoked in 3 months.
You're not
That's
shaking
awesome.
or anything.
No,
so
no, I didn't.
you
I'm
all
doing
right?
good.
Awesome,
Yeah, I'm doing
buddy.
good.
Awesome, buddy. That's
Good
awesome.
for you. Good for you. Okay, listen, we're going to take a little quick break here because I want to show a quick clip of one of the songs they did.
Can I say
and,
one thing after
yeah,
you're finished?
I just want to let everybody know that we're going to just take 2 short breaks in between the show today because they did perform live, something I usually don't do. But we made an exception. I really wanted you people to hear these guys because they are really a nice, easy listening band. You're not going to get your ears blown out at the House of Brews with them. You're going to enjoy some nice, easy listening, great tunes that I'm sure everyone will know and can sing along with and everything else, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I really want to extend that out to you people out there. Virtual reality, look them up, Google them, Facebook them, whatever you want to do. And later on, I'll let Jeff, before we go and say goodnight, he'll tell you how you can get a hold of them.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun, and the bonnie boat was one as we sailed into the misty. Hark now, he says, cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mist. When that foghorn blew, you know I will be coming home. When that foghorn blow, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it. I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will flow and to the mystic. That foghorn blow, you know I will be coming home.
Oh, yeah.
When that foghorn whistle blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will flow and to the mystic. Come on, girl. Too late to stop now.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Joe Kidd here, True Original Artists, and today we have virtual reality. My friend Jeff Benny Fernandes, which is funny because my name is also Fernandes, And we are sort of a little bit related in a roundabout way, because your father was my Uncle Tony's brother.
Okay, yeah.
So it's almost like we're a little related
Sure,
there.
definitely.
I think second cousins maybe, or whatever it is. But all the Portuguese people around here are related.
Yeah, somehow or
Right,
another we're all related.
I think they all came over from the same exact island or
They
something.
probably
I don't
did.
know. But anyways, it's been really nice talking to these guys. You know, it's nice when I have some local guys on the show. You know, and I really like sharing the stories that we all have, and we talk about Stoughton a lot and everything. But I do want to get going on one more thing before we go today. I'd like to talk to you guys about. I always ask every musician, everybody I have on the show, who your inspirations were when you first started playing your instruments, whatever you play. Like, say, Jeff, you played the guitar. How old were you when you first started playing? You said?
My mom got me a guitar when I was 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were 12 and you got that guitar, I mean, what was, say, the first song you learned and the
Smoke on the Water.
Right?
I mean, really?
Okay. Was that
learns,
one
right?
of your best bands? I mean, what
Well,
groups
Deep
inspired
Purple. I
you?
knew Deep Purple. I would say Aerosmith, probably
Okay.
Led Zeppelin,
All right.
Sabbath.
So the old classic rock.
Yeah,
type
the
things.
classic stuff, right?
Right.
I mean, I was lucky. I had a lot of people around in my family, like my aunts, and they had albums, and they just gave them to me afterwards, and I got a lot of good
Oh,
music.
that's cool. I love that.
That's
Remember
awesome.
the old days sitting there
Yeah,
picking up the
the
needle.
albums,
Oh, and
all
I
the
gotta get
art
this
and
line
everything,
down. I
yeah.
gotta get this line.
Yes.
Oh, and then you lift the needle again, and then came the nice turntables where you just hit the arm, and the needle just rose by itself.
Yeah.
And then you just bring the arm down, and it just
But
landed
learning music
softly on
was
the
so hard back then. Like now you have YouTube, and it's
Oh,
like makes it.
You kidding me?
kids don't know how hard it was
Yeah,
to learn
so those-
songs.
those were my
back when you were
influences, yeah.
slowing 8-track tapes down. to-
Right, right.
But
But
now-
yeah, that was it.
So the classic rock stuff seems to always be where the rockers go.
Sure.
Now, I know you play a lot of easy listening stuff like now,
Yeah,
stuff like
well,
Spooky, right?
I grew up in the
Into
70s. You know, I
No,
was a
but-
kid in the 70s, so.
Me too.
I mean, the one-hit wonders just rolled out, you
Right.
know, like, and everything from. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say some of the stuff I listen to.
Yeah,
but,
no, you're
but I mean,
right.
it's good music. Good music's good
It
music.
is good
right, Joe? I
music.
mean,
You're
so-
right.
Look, like Fleetwood Mac recently played in Boston.
My girlfriend
How
just
do you-
went. She
how
went
do-
to the show.
How do
Yeah.
you beat Rumors? I mean, seriously, you listen to that album,
Yeah.
every song.
So those your influences, rumors?
So, yeah,
and
let's
and-
get
and
to let's get to you
and-
now.
And I'll
Go
tell
ahead.
you one. I remember. I'll tell you key influences was not so much a band, but 2 shows. Don Kirshner's rock concert,
Yeah.
which
Great.
was on Saturday night, and Wolfman Jack's Midnight
Sure.
Special, which was on Friday night. I remember seeing Thin Lizzy play on Don Kirshner. They played about 4 or 5 or 6 live songs. I
Right.
don't know if it was Philly, but it still blows me away. I
Right.
mean, that's how the effect music can have. When I think about it, I'm back like to being 13 years old
Right.
again. You know what I mean?
So when you started playing your guitar, when you got it at 14, according to what you were saying.
I tried to learn. I learned. I think one of the first songs I learned was "Blackbird" by the Beatles.
Okay.
Even though it's more of an acoustic
Right.
kind of.
Yeah,
I learned
sure.
that.
Great song.
Like Jeff said, "Smoke on the Water" was definitely one of the early ones.
Yeah, but "Smoke on the Water" wasn't really a song you'll learn.
It was just the easiest
no,
song
just
to
that
learn.
riff.
You
just
know,
that
when I
riff.
started playing
Yeah.
guitar, it's funny because when I started playing, right, my song, me and Tommy DeAndre, we actually started playing at the same time. We used to practice at my aunt's shed. I'd be playing the guitar, he's on drums.
Okay.
And we'd do like 4 bars of "Smoke on the Water."
Sure.
Then we'd go into 4 bars
you're
of
right.
Slow
You're right.
Slow Ride
Yeah,
by
fuck
Foghat.
yeah.
But I learned-
And then, you know, on and on and hold on. And, you know, on and on and on. You start going in, and you never finish a song.
Never
So
finish the
true.
song, right,
That's
yeah.
so true. I did learn
That
to
was
finish
me.
"Paranoid" by Black Sabbath.
There
was
you
a
go.
huge early
There you
influence
go.
because you could play basically bar
Right, right,
chords,
right.
simple
Open
bar
end
chords,
to it, yeah.
and be able to pretty much play most of
Right.
Sabbath.
That's funny. So you're going to say that's probably most your...
Yeah, hard rock early on, you know, like Sabbath, Zeppelin, Aerosmith, Deep Purple. But then,
And when did this acoustic thing come in the
But
picture?
then, well, no, before then though, I had a buddy of mine, Lamar, who I cooked with at Bickford's, turned me on to all this like African American black music, like "The Message" by Grandmaster
Yeah,
Flash,
yeah.
Curtis Blow.
Right.
Stuff like that,
Sure.
Sugar Hill Gang,
Yeah.
and that blew. And I was like, "Oh my God!" My mind had never heard
Yeah.
that stuff, and I'm like, "That is good."
I used to sing
So-
Rapper's Delight. It took me 3 months to learn
Or even
that.
Wild
Yeah,
Cherry
yeah.
played that funky music, White Boy.
Still
I mean,
do that.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was
it
hilarious.
just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
But
So-
your main influence was the hard rock at the beginning.
With some hardcore funk, like even the Barcades. Do you remember the Barcades?
Oh, we always like the
Oh, you're talking
Commodores.
way back now.
You know, Commodores, everything.
What about John? What about you? What was your influences when you first
Curious
started?
to
How
hear
old were
this.
you when you started playing?
Probably 6. You know,
Yeah.
I mean.
So you were a school musician, in other
Well, I
words?
mean, I started playing trumpet.
Okay.
You know, the drums was my first instrument. That was probably about 6. Probably about 8, I started playing trumpet and played
Good.
trumpet for years. Grew up in a house. My mother played piano, and that was probably the first thing that turned me
That's
on to music
awesome.
was the piano. And believe it or not, Neil Diamond is like one of my first.
Yeah.
That was the
When-
first single my dad
you know,
bought
yeah.
us.
when
And
I
what
was a kid.
about now? What about when you started picking up like an actual like the instrument? Not
Well,
you know, I know you learn and
during,
stuff when
it
you
was during the time playing with the school band playing trumpet.
Right.
That the conductor wanted to put together a stage band for after school, you know, curricular activities, and that was the first time I was in a band with with a trump, you know, and a guitar and
Right.
a bass.
Oh, cool, like a jazz
And,
band.
and immediately I wanted to get rid of the trumpet. I didn't want to do.
That's
I didn't want to
funny.
do that anymore. I just,
That's great.
Wise decision.
there
That's
was a
awesome.
bass player, Clayton Young was
That's
his name,
funny.
and he had his bass guitar, and he had laid it on the table. I'd never even seen one before, and I asked him what it was. He said, "That's a bass," and I plucked the string, and that was it. I had to have it. I had to have it.
That's
Nice.
funny. I like
kept
that.
begging.
I never heard
just-
that story
yeah,
before. That's
never
cool.
stopped begging until I got it.
Wow, that's also ever since then you've really kind of been.
Yeah,
Playing
yeah,
bass.
it's the center of everything I do.
Oh,
is
yeah.
bass guitar. But
Well, I mean, the
yeah.
good thing with bass players, though, you can go guitar to bass, bass to guitar. I mean, you know, if
Once
you
you start
got
learning
the
it, yeah.
vibes and you
Right.
got the feel, you can usually
Things
do
with
the
strings,
transition.
like,
I would
you know.
agree.
I've filled in many times with bands playing the bass.
Sure,
You know,
yeah.
so I mean, I think it's
So
a
you're,
little.
you're a guitar player, Joe?
Yeah, but a little easier. Not anymore. I got a little arthritis and everything, so I really can't really play like I used to. But anyways, I still have enough in me to play for myself.
Cool.
But the thing is when you're doing that stuff, you do get very versatile. You know, when you're doing what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
approaching music from all the different angles.
Right.
You know,
Especially bass players. They're not a dime a dozen.
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
and the
hard-
hardest
no,
thing
they're
to
hard to
find in a
find.
band.
Very hard.
Is it
And I'm
good
very
bass
fussy
players?
too.
I know, it's the hardest thing to find.
It has to be a bass player that can get up and play.
It's a
I
million
mean,
yes.
singers and guitar players
Right.
and
Bass
drummers.
players
but
are like diamonds,
Yeah.
man.
they- that's all.
So that's a
me.
good instrument to
Frank.
actually be good at because you're
Well,
never
plus
going to
he's-
really be without a job.
He's not
somebody's gonna
afraid to pick anything up.
Right.
You know what I
No.
mean? He will pick
He plays
anything up.
mandolin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If he doesn't know what it is, he'll find out what it is.
Right.
in
He'll
half a
find out
second.
what to do.
and he'll make noise with it.
I
you
love
know?
doing that stuff though, John. It's fun doing that. I did that with the ukulele like 8 years ago. One day, this girl was playing on American Idol, and she started playing the ukulele and saying, "Oh, that sounds so cool."
I'll get
so
that.
I went out and bought a $40 ukulele just so I could just play one song.
Yep.
And I didn't even care. You know, I just
I've
wanted to
seen
learn
people
one
like that.
song on it. As long
Yeah,
as I
we did
could
stuff
pick up a ukulele and play one song, I was happy. I was going, I can play the ukulele, you know.
There's a
Yeah.
guy we see at the House of Brews. He
mandolin.
plays the ukulele, and
It's so
there's
funny.
nothing he can't play with that.
He can
thing.
play everything
every
with that
song.
ukulele.
You know.
The first thing I learned on it
'Cause
was
all you know is
Somewhere
three
Over the
chords.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
That was the first song I learned of because that's the song the girl played
Well,
when
that-
I heard her.
That guy does the
And it's
Hawaiian
stuck
guy,
in my
right?
head.
Yeah. The Hawaiian guy that passed away.
Oh,
Tony,
yeah.
real version. He played the ukulele.
That's true. So listen, we're going to take another short break right here because I think this is a good time to do that. And I'm gonna send you off to another clip of these guys. They're doing another song live here in the studio. We did do our best as far as sound-wise. You know, we're a TV studio, not a sound studio. But you know something? It came out wonderful, and you guys are really gonna get a special
thanks,
treat
Joe.
because I usually don't do that. But you know something? These guys sound really
you,
good,
you.
and I like it. So it's my show. I'm gonna do what I want, and they're gonna be singing live here.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back at school. I know I keep you amused, but I feel I'm being used. Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. Oh, you lured me away from home, 'cause you didn't wanna be alone. You stole my heart, that's pain I could do without. Morning my bed, and in the morning kick me in the head. Whoa, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore. Whoa, you lured me away from home just to save you from being alone. You stole my heart, love you anyway. I suppose I could collect my books, get on back to school, or steal my daddy's cue and make a living out of playing pool. Buy myself a rock and roll band that needs a hand in hand. Whoa, Maggie, I wished I'd never seen your face. You made a first-class fool out of me, but I'm as blind as any fool can be. You stole my heart, but I love you anyway.
I'm having a great time today. This group right
So
here.
are we.
Good guys, thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
And you know, you guys, it's funny because when you talk about the town of Stoughton, you know, you're kind of like, you think you know everybody, but then you
a
know
lot
there's
of
always
people.
someone else
That's
that
right.
pops in,
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
you kind of like go, wow, I never even knew that you know you were around, or you never knew they played an instrument
Right,
or something
right.
like that. And it's so funny because when I'm out and I go to breakfast or something, you know, somewhere local, somebody will come up to you, hey.
Town's really good diner.
Yeah, Dean, actually, that's one of my favorites.
I work there.
And I go over there, and somebody will come up to me and say, "Hey, listen, I watched the show the other day with blah 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 on or whatever, and you know that was really a good fun show, man. I actually you hooked me in there. I watched the whole thing.
Nice.
So when I hear that, it kind of like makes me feel good because that's
Yes.
just a regular show. But then when you get the Stoughton groups come in,
Yeah.
it just makes it more like family oriented. You know, I almost feel like I've known all you guys already for so long. It really does.
Feel the
you know?
same way, Joe.
So it's very comfortable. Thank you very much. And I'm really happy you guys came in. And I hope you guys are enjoying their
Hope you're enjoying it.
their gigs
We
here.
are.
Because yeah, he's having a ball over here.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, they played these great songs today. I hope you guys really give them a listen. Listen to the whole thing because I like that stuff. When I go out to a small place, I like to hear that nice, easy listening stuff, some good vocals, some nice acoustic stuff. It really kind of sets you in the mood for more of a nice night, a chill night. You can still party, but you can kind of chill out too. Now let's ask Jeff here one more question as far as if somebody wants to hire you guys, say for example, for a party or something like that, right? Can you kind of maybe take a look in the camera there and tell them?
Best place to get us at is a virtual-reality, both in capitals, on Facebook. You can always leave us a message there, or you could email me jfernandes6972 at comcast.net.
Okay, that's cool.
And we do parties, functions, maybe even bar mitzvahs. We'll learn some stuff. You know, we're
yeah.
very flexible.
If I were
No,
a rich man, we'll learn it.
we just like to have fun. We're a fun band. If you want to have a good time, you want good music, and you want people to enjoy, be able to talk and have a good time,
There you go.
you should
And
come
the
see
only,
us.
the only thing I'll add is that if it's for a party or if it's a special occasion, we can learn a couple of songs specifically for you, even if it's
Yeah.
not something that
He's-
we know.
So you
He's
guys
mad
take
talented. He's
requests.
got skills. Yeah, we'll take requests.
yeah, we will. Absolutely.
No, that's cool.
If we can do it, we'll do it.
That's right, exactly. You got to accommodate.
please.
Got to accommodate everybody. Now, as far as the gigs go, you guys don't have a schedule. Yeah, I know you mentioned that you didn't write up your summer schedule yet.
Right. Yeah, we
Right.
haven't written it up because we.
It's not. We don't have that many gigs lined up right now. We
Well,
could
a lot
use
of times we do
couple-
summer. We do summer gigs. We
That's
do a lot
true.
of parties.
That's
but
true.
The HOB, the House of Brews, we play there a lot.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
imagine
that's
Best place to
by the
play.
time
Check the House of
we
Brews website.
get done
Yes,
with
House
this,
of Brews.
we'll have another gig
We're
there in
there
a month.
all the time.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I will say to everybody out there, if you would like to I know, I'm sure you enjoyed the songs that they played and that we've heard
Hopefully.
today. And I'd like to actually, if you guys, anybody can't get a hold of them for some strange reason, you can always get a hold of me. So you know
Thank you.
where I'm at. I'm
Thank
here
you,
at
Joe.
SMAC. Yep, you're welcome. And you know, I'll get you to them. So they'll do a great job for you for cookouts, any parties, whatever. And that's great that you guys are getting out in the summer, because you guys are perfect. Now, you guys are what I would get to for an outside cookout party. Not much equipment, no crazy buses pulling
Oh, we have a
up
killer
and
light
loading.
show.
We
No, we have
do
a killer light show.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really good. Smoke too. And everything.
Smoke.
Right.
We have a great
Smoke
PA.
bombs,
That's all that
right.
matters.
Yeah.
We sound good.
No, that's right. The PA is important.
Yeah, we sound
Don't
good.
forget
But,
to mention that we also have our drummer John McDonald
Yes.
and our
Okay,
saxophone
hold
player.
on.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
that's
Hold
right.
on.
That's
Let's
right.
give
Yeah.
let's give John the floor.
Yeah.
We have a drummer in the band also, John McDonald, and
Great drummer.
another guy from Stoughton, Pete Schiffer, playing
Great sax
saxophone,
player.
who's also
Plays the clarinet.
clarinet and mandolin
played
too. So
that.
he's
I
a
didn't
he's a
And the harmonica.
multi-instrumentalist as
He's
well.
very,
so
he's versatile too. Yeah.
a lot of fun we're having this.
That's great. So in other words, you guys could, if someone wanted to hire you, for example, for an all-night gig or whatever, a regular 4-hour gig or
Oh,
something.
we could do that, yeah.
No, you guys would get a 5-piece if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
So according to whatever the
Room
pay
size
scale
and
might
everything.
be,
Sure.
if
Yep.
someone can't afford a 5-piece band, maybe they can
I
get
mean,
the three
and-
of yous,
and I'll-
right?
Very
Wait a minute.
versatile. Yep, very
You
versatile.
can get
I'll
the
follow
three
up
of
to
yous. They can get the three of yous if they want, right? Or if you want, if they can afford a little
Sure.
bit more,
4
you
or
could
5.
toss in the drummer and the sax player, correct?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
have a 5-piece band now with the horn and everything.
Yeah.
Drummer and everything. So that's a full band, folks.
Sure.
So, you know, you get 2 options here. You can do the nice little acoustic thing if you want to keep it more on the mellow side, but then if you want to pick it up a little bit, kick in that drummer and the sax player, now you got a nice bottom filled out with John on bass and Peter on the saxophone. It adds a lot of flavor. It changes the whole repertoire of music. So I think that, you know, you guys got a great opportunity here to get virtual reality for anything you guys want to do. So think about it this summer, you know. He's told you already how to get a hold of them and everything else. Now, before we go finish up the show, I just wanted to get into just one more thing, basically. Family is very important to me. As I'm sure some people really, but family is number one in my book.
Yes.
So sometimes I'd like to ask everyone, now, John, you already hit it earlier. You grew up in a musical family, right? And when you have a musical family like that, music is really like second nature to the house, right?
It's always there.
It's
yeah.
always there, right? Same thing. See, I didn't have that opportunity, but my mother was a great singer. Now let's go to this guy. And
Sure. I mean, I'll give you my.
tell me a little bit of your family background
I'll
as far
tell
as
you a
music.
little story. My father was a very tough Italian dad, which some of you may have had. But the best gift he gave to me was music. I'll never forget one time. He used to play cards a lot with his buddies at the Sagamore Club or something down near the Cape. And I remember one time he won big. He brought us a TV and a stereo. And I remember the first single he got was Song Sung Blue by Neil Diamond.
Oh, Jesus.
Then he got Daniel by Elton
Yeah.
John. And my dad was mostly into classical music. I don't know. He got me A Boy Named Sue
Yeah.
from Johnny Cash. I don't know. He had a very eclectic taste for like an old school classical Italian guy.
Did he play an instrument himself?
You know, he didn't. He talked me into playing clarinet, unfortunately, through school. And I did not, no offense, but I would have preferred the saxophone or the clarinet because it's hard to look cool playing a clarinet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, he gave me I had some issues with Dad. Dad passed away in '82. He had 7 heart attacks before he
Oh, my
passed.
God.
He was clinically dead. I'll just tell you one story, not to be morbid.
Because
but
we
I'll-
only have like a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
my dad saw a light at the top of a staircase, goes to the top of the staircase, sees his father playing cards. His father had been deceased for some time. His father looked at him and said, "It's not your time yet." Dad came back down the stairs. I think it was to take care of us kids and to give us more support.
Wow.
So it's just a little story about my dad, but he gave me the gift of music. Dad, I'll always be grateful.
Yeah, but
for
that's
that.
great because, you know, that doesn't have to be through a musicianship. I
No,
mean, music.
just his love, the things
Yeah, but
he would
brought
play.
that into your
Yes,
life, like,
exactly.
and you got a
Exactly.
lot of use out of it, and that's very important.
If it wasn't for music, I would be not here. I
Right.
swear to God, music is the best therapy for me in the world.
I got you, buddy. Good job. Now, what about you? Now, I know we grew up in the Portuguese heritages. It was all music everywhere those days, right? Remember the Christmas people coming into the house? We used to do
my
that.
grandparents all played. I mean, my dad didn't play, my mother didn't play, but my grandmother, my
Abel
grandfather
played.
Abel.
Oh, did Vuvu play?
Yeah, he played the harmonica. He played the
accordion.
The accordion,
Yeah,
yeah.
of
Vovor,
course.
did
And the
Vovor?
ukulele. He messed around on the ukulele.
Yeah. That was
But
funny.
my grandmother
cool.
played guitar. My aunt Lizzie
Vovor
played guitar.
played
yeah.
guitar?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I
great.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Now-
they all did. And Eddie also.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
so
No.
funny. As far as the Portuguese culture, I mean, music is huge. For
They were big country fans. They were huge country fans.
I'm telling you, they
Johnny
your
Cash, Waylon Jennings,
Oh,
that's all
that's
they
good.
No,
played.
I'm talking about his
That's
parents.
good
Your
country.
parents. I mean, your parents. They like that stuff.
Oh, yeah, and then they obviously like Portuguese music too.
Hank Williams Sr., right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
right.
they were all deep old country stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which when we were kids, we were
Well,
like,
actually,
oh, this crap.
your family, that side, they were more Americanized anyway.
Sure.
They were here more Americanized. Same with me. I came over here. I've been here 60 years.
Right.
So I mean, I wasn't even one when I got to New York. So when I came from Portugal.
Yeah.
So I've been here more Americanized also.
Well,
But
my
a lot of my
grandfather-
friends came over when they were 15, 16 already. You know.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean, you have people that were born here too, and then they go back and raised in Portugal and come back here.
Exactly. But
Portugal's beautiful
oh,
country.
my God.
If I could live anywhere else, I think it would be Portugal. I
Be
love
Hawaii.
Easton, but Portugal.
there's no comparison to Easton to Portugal. Trust me.
That's true. No, you're right.
Well, on that note,
But anyways, how we doing over there?
yeah, we still got time. We still
Yeah.
got a little more.
So anyways, what else was I gonna tell you?
4 more minutes.
Oh yeah. So now, as far as families, you guys, any of you have any children, kids, things like anything like that?
John does.
Yeah,
John
my
has,
son Jake is also a guitar player.
That's what I was
and
gonna ask.
plays
How old is
bass.
he?
He's 27 now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So,
He's a multiple player, is what he is.
Yeah.
He's like his father.
so
He lives
great.
in,
So he's a
Somerville.
good guitarist, I bet.
And bass
Yes,
player.
and
Gotta
bass
be,
player,
yeah. I mean, that's great because, usually when you do follow in the footsteps of your father or family, that's why I bring up family towards the end of the show. I always want to know a little bit about where we all got our starts, how music came into our lives. It doesn't matter how.
Jake
it
is the common denominator that brings us together
Yeah,
because
to our family.
his cousin
Oh,
is
I didn't know
Jake's
that. That's
mother.
right.
Oh,
That's
no
right.
kidding.
Yeah.
I
What a
forgot.
Lisa
small
Fullerton.
world, huh?
So he was raised in Stoughton.
Small
too,
world.
so-
This is a small
Yeah.
Who
world.
was also a singer.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Lisa, she's a singer.
That's really cool. Now, as far as you guys, you all have your own equipment, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when you guys travel, does one of you guys have a truck, a van, or?
Yeah,
I mean,
we have
what's the
multiple
couple
story?
trucks.
Just
SUVs.
trailers, trucks, whatever we need.
Yeah, but I mean, do you own it or do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have transportation.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're listening out there.
Yeah, we got it all.
You don't have to go
Yeah,
pick
you
up
don't
any
have to
equipment
pick
for
us
them.
up.
We're responsible adults.
All right,
that's
see,
right.
that's important because believe me, there's some out there.
I know.
That, I mean, I know drummers that they don't have wheels. I'm like, how do you get to a
You
gig?
could actually say we almost have a problem. We have too much equipment.
Sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's
But
true.
it's a good problem to have.
Even nowadays, the quality of the equipment is the key.
Oh, it's
Because,
unbelievable.
Today's
Especially the
technology.
guitars.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing acoustically here, you want a nice pure acoustic sound,
Right.
and we've got we're blessed with some great
Yeah.
instruments.
Well, that's why I wanted to do it the way we did it today because
Stripped down,
You know,
no
you got to
fancy.
the acoustic guitars in certain situations. You have to keep it like that because these studios like this and TV studios aren't made for bands. I mean, they're really not.
Yep.
But the acoustic side of things changes it a little bit. So, we did a good job today with, I thought, getting everything good for you
sounded
guys because perfect fit for that situation.
This was so much fun.
You know.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
no,
having
you're very
us.
welcome. And
this
I-
was a lot
I
more fun than I
actually-
thought it was going to be.
I make
really
it
was.
fun, man. I don't
Yes,
want
it's-
no
gentlemen,
no boredom here, no sleeping on the job, no nothing. We got to keep it rolling, right? So
Oh,
how we
yeah.
doing over here? We're coming down to the end of the show here, so I'd like to thank everybody out there for
Thank you,
for their
everybody.
support.
Thank you.
And so we got John, we got Bob, and we got Jeff
And we also have Peter, and we have
And
John
Johnny
Mack.
Mack.
and John.
Johnny Mack.
Yeah,
He's a
another
drummer
John.
and saxophone player.
So it's
Yep.
John McDonald
John McDonald.
and Peter Schiffer.
Yep, Peter Schiffer.
I gotcha.
And we sound great as a band, all 5 of us. I'll
yeah.
say that.
Yeah. You
Oh,
gotta
no,
see it,
yeah,
gotta
you
see it.
guys-
You don't want to miss out on that.
That'll make a big change. It'll make a big change.
It's magic.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the sax too. I mean, I've always had horns in my bands too.
Pete's
And
really good sax
Yeah,
player.
he's great.
Really
I love it.
good sax player.
the sax just makes everything so much.
Oh, it's
You
sexy.
it's like
It's
what we said
sexy.
every
Pretty.
time.
That's
Or we're
so
just
nice.
like, just do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want, Pete. We don't care.
They know what to do.
Yeah.
We pretty much tell them fit the sax in wherever you
Yeah,
want.
they know what to do.
Because it
That's their
sounds
job.
like it's
John,
butter.
you know
Yeah,
that.
he's
You know,
we
when you-
can fit it in anywhere.
You
know.
talk
We
about
put it in
arrangements,
many
you-
different songs where there isn't usually a saxophone, and
Right.
he's
Just
managed
sounds so good.
to fit it in there quite well.
Exactly,
With some
and
of these-
good sax player can put
Make a
flavor
world
in
of
anything.
difference.
It's what I
Hey,
call.
Clarence Clemens.
It's like, oh,
Did he add a little flavor to Bruce?
And
maybe?
our
was Bruce.
drummer's great too. Johnny Mack, he's great.
yeah, that's good.
Coming up on
Excellent.
2 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And you're great, Joe.
well, listen,
Fantastic.
man, I'm just me, but I've
We
had
might have
my,
to do
I've
this
had
again
my
someday.
time. I've had my time, believe me, and now it's about you guys, and it's about everybody else now. I've done my thing. I still go out and I'm still playing a lot and doing, having fun with it. But
That's what it's all about.
you know what I mean? You got to keep it going. I say, I actually pulled an article out just the other day when I first started the show in Easton, and I just was going through papers, and and I found this article. I'm like, what's this? And it was about the show. And if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see it.
Okay.
Because I posted it because I thought it was funny because I was coming to tonight
That's
for
really
you
cool.
guys, and I just found it yesterday, and I was going, oh my God, that's so weird,
Awesome.
And but I posted it so you can read it. But that's when I started the show and
Awesome.
everything, and I just wanted my kind of way to give back a little bit,
Right.
and give another opportunity, another forum to kind of let out. And support local talent and local
Well,
musicians.
you're doing that, and we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we appreciate it a lot.
You know.
Thank you.
But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody out there in TOA land. Joe Kidd here. Thank you very much, Virtual Reality. And thank you, CJ back there, and also Dave Young, which helped with our show today. So good night, everybody, and have a great week. Thank you very much.
Please set me free.